It's an unusual sight in Kenya, where police frequently make the headlines for extrajudicial executions, corruption and crackdowns on protesters. As he zealously conducts a Kenyan children's band, Salasio Murithi wears a broad dimpled green and his Kenyan police uniform.
Here I write musical notes in letters. So you can see I can tell them to play B, A, G, C, D, something like that. And I write them on the board. When I write them on the board, they play the notes since they know the fingerings. Most of the things I'm doing here is to teach them fingerings.
The 55-year-old senior police superintendent, Murithi, says teaching children allows him to connect with the community, which then sometimes yields tips on crimes, but mostly he does it for the children.
I'm very happy to see I have developed and have given children something extra to do. The only sad part of it, they cannot march and go and play music outside, but we can make some performances. In future, we can try and see whether we can have some performances and play to other schools.
The school in the western Kenyan town of Endebess teaches students with disabilities. Murithi has always had an affinity for music and for decades played the saxophone in the police band. But 3 years ago, he realized he wanted to share his musical talent with the members of his community most in need.
This is the third year, but if need be, I would talk to my boss. I have only 3 years to go, then I retire. I would talk to my boss and ask him, please, let me be there and teach the children. And maybe if I can get some two teachers who I can teach music, so that they can be teaching music when I live here.
Head teacher Eliud Kipsang says students at St. Lillian are happier and more expressive since Murithi started teaching, and his presence has shifted their perceptions of police.
It's an improvement since he came. There's a lot of friendship. The learners are willing to talk to a policeman. The officer here, Mr. Saleh, he never wears uniform. Today he has put it on the uniform, but he normally comes in civilians. So whenever learners see such an officer in civilian clothes, they are free to talk, they are free to interact. They allow the learners to touch his instruments.
Murithi has 3 more years in his post, but is already trying to figure out a way to keep teaching and connecting with children at St. Lillian.